His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired the weekly cabinet meeting at Qadaibiya Palace. The cabinet highlighted the importance of the talks held by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa with His Majesty Sultan Ibrahim bin Al Marhan Sultan Iskandar, the young di Perton Agong of Malaysia, during His Majesty's state visit to Bahrain. The cabinet noted that the outcomes of the visit have deepened bilateral ties and reflects the two countries' shared commitment to further strengthening its partnership across various fields to achieve mutual development goals. The cabinet commended the inauguration of the King Hamad Lecture for Neutral Justice, which on behalf of His Majesty King Hamad, His Royal Highness attended the opening ceremony. The cabinet highlighted the distinguished group of judges, government officials, international legal experts, and commercial practitioners who explored the impact of new international courts on trade and investment, innovation, and cross-border dispute resolution, and Bahrain's vision to become regional hub for commercial justice and global legal collaboration. The meeting also underscored the significance of the outcome of the third edition of the Arab International Cybersecurity Conference and Exhibition AICS 2025, held under the patronage of His Royal Highness on behalf of His Royal Highness the National Security Advisor, Royal Guard Commander and Secretary General of the Supreme Defense Council, Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, inaugurated the event, reaffirming the Kingdom's commitment to support efforts that strengthen international cybersecurity cooperation. The cabinet then expressed his gratitude to all authorities whose efforts ensure the success of the Royal Bahrain Concourse, particularly the Ministry of Interior and the Bahrain Tourism and Exhibition Authority. The cabinet noted that the event's broad participation and strong public engagement, underscoring Bahrain's prominent international status in motorsport. The cabinet also thanked the Ministry of Interior, the Bahrain International Circuit, and all those involved in the success of the Babco Energy's 8 Hours of Bahrain, part of the 2025 FIA World Endurance Championship. The meeting highlighted the inauguration of the second phase of the Avenues Bahrain Expansion Project, making a significant enhancement in the mall scale and variety and reinforcing its status as a premier shopping and entertainment destination. The cabinet then welcomed the announcement of passenger ferry between Bahrain and Qatar and reviewed a report submitted by the Minister of Transportation and Telecommunication on this development. In this regard, His Royal Highness directed that the ferry route be utilized to enhance cooperation and connectivity between the two countries through tourist and commercial cargo operation, including the transport of passengers and vehicles. His Royal Highness also directed the Ministry of Transportation and Telecommunication to continue to following up on the completion of the plans for implementing the Bahrain-Qatar Causeway project. The cabinet then approved the following memorandums. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding a draft law approving the accession of Bahrain to the Locarno Agreement on the establishment of an international classification for industrial design. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding a draft general agreement to link the GCC countries with the GCC Rail Project. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding an agreement to facilitate the movement of maritime vessels designated for recreational purposes between the GCC states. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding an MOU between the Higher Education Council and QS Simons in the UK. The Cabinet then noted the following ministerial reports. 1. The outcome of the Kingdom's participation in the 5th Bahrain-India High Joint Commission meeting. 2. The outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the Abu Dhabi International Petroleum Exhibition and Conference ADIPEAC 2025. 3. The outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the World Leaders Climate Action Summit during the 30th session of the Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change COP30. the outcomes of the first Bahrain International Public Health Conference, the outcomes of the official visit of the Minister of Youth Affairs to Egypt, the outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the Second World Summit for Social Development. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with the Speaker of the Council of Representatives, Ahmed Al Msallam, and the Chairman of the Shura Council, Ali Saleh, along with their deputies, members of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, Defense and National Security for both councils, several members of both councils, and the Chairman of the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Samir Abdullah Nas. At Qadaibiya Palace, His Royal Highness affirmed that cooperation between the executive and legislative branches in partnership with the private sector serves as the cornerstone of the Kingdom's initiative. This engagement continues to drive progress across all sectors and support all the comprehensive development led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness highlighted the government's commitment to further strengthening the partnership between the executive and legislative branches and the private sector to drive forward the Kingdom's development and enhance the well-being of Bahraini citizens. His Royal Highness noted that the vital role of the private sector in supporting Bahrain's development goals and in creating opportunities for Bahraini citizens, leading to the increased competitiveness of the national economy and delivering sustainable growth. His Royal Highness also emphasized the importance of supporting national effort to further cement Bahrain's position as a distinguished regional and international destination for major events, conferences, and championship, reflecting the Kingdom's capability, infrastructure, and extensive promising investment opportunities across diverse sectors. His Royal Highness expressed pride in the number of Team Bahrain and appreciation for their dedication, creativity, and contribution to the Kingdom's continued progress. For their part, Al Msallam, Saleh, and Nas expressed their appreciation for His Royal Highness' unwavering support in advancing cooperation between the executive and legislative branches and the private sector in the service of the people of Bahrain. The Deputy Prime Minister, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, and several senior officials also attended the meeting. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with the Minister of Interior of Oman, Sayyid Hamoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, at Qadaibiya Palace. His Royal Highness highlighted the strength of the enduring strategic partnership between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the Sultanate of Oman, supported by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq Al Said of Oman. His Royal Highness affirmed the depth of the historic relations between Bahrain and Oman, emphasizing the importance of strengthening the bilateral partnership to achieve shared aspiration. The Minister conveyed the greetings and best wishes of His Majesty the Sultan to His Royal Highness, wishing continued progress and prosperity for the Kingdom. In return, His Royal Highness extended his greetings and best wishes to His Majesty Sultan Haytham and the people of Oman. His Royal Highness commended the progress of Oman's development under the leadership of His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq Al Said, affirming Bahrain's commitment to strengthening bilateral cooperation, particularly in security, to achieve shared aspiration. During the meeting, issues of common interest and latest regional and international developments were discussed. For his part, the Minister expressed his appreciation for His Royal Highness' unwavering commitment to further strengthening Bahrain-Oman relations for the benefit of both countries and their people. The Minister of Interior, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, and several senior officials also attended the meeting. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority, and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, visited the sports village for the 6th Islamic Solidarity Games hosted in Riyadh. His Highness met with members of the Bahraini delegation and national teams participating in the Games. His Highness was accompanied by Bahrain Olympic Committee board member, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Ali Al Khalifa, and several members of the admin delegation. He expressed pride in Bahrain's participation in this major Islamic sports event, commending the efforts of the national teams in representing Bahrain in various competitions. His Highness also commended the volleyball team's outstanding performance against Iran and Saudi Arabia. His Highness also encouraged the karate and weightlifting team to intensify efforts to deliver their best results. His Highness checked on the preparation and the morale of the other Bahraini teams who are gearing up for the competition with strong determination to succeed. His Highness said this participation continues the support received by Bahraini sports from His Majesty the King and the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. His Highness commended the attention of His Majesty the King's representative for humanitarian work and youth affairs and chairman of the Supreme Youth Council for Sport, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, noting that this support is the greatest motivation for further achievement. His Highness expressed pride in meeting the athletes at this important event, noting that it gathers top athletes from various friendly countries. His Highness expressed appreciation to Saudi Arabia for its hospitality and organization of the 6th Islamic Solidarity Games, which reflects the kingdom's leading position in hosting major sporting events. The Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received the Ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to the Kingdom of Bahrain, Naif bin Bandar al-Saderi, at Qudaybiya Palace. His Highness highlighted the depth of the partnership between the kingdoms, which continues to advance in line with the support of both His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud. His Highness noted that the efforts of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud in bolstering bilateral relations through the initiatives of the Bahraini-Saudi Coordination Council. During the meeting, ways of further deepen bilateral relations were discussed along with the latest regional and international developments and issues of mutual interest. For his part, Al-Saderi expressed appreciation for His Highness' support in strengthening ties between Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, wishing the kingdom continued prosperity and development. As part of his visit to Bahrain, the Minister of Interior of Oman, Hamoud Al-Busaidi, accompanied by the Minister of Interior, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, visited the open prison complex where he was received upon arrival by the Deputy Minister of Interior, the Director General of Verdict Enforcement and Alternative Sanctioning, Sheikh Khalid bin Rashid Al Khalifa, provided a briefing on the facilities and services offered at the open prisons complex. He emphasized the importance of meeting the needs of beneficiaries and upholding the highest international human rights standards. A briefing was also presented on the positive outcomes of expanding the application of the alternative sanctioning law and implementing the open prisons program, which include the launch of additional rehabilitation and training programs for beneficiaries. He noted that the open prison program is a shining example of human rights in Bahrain thanks to the wise directive of His Majesty the King and the government keenness headed by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to ensure the project's implementation adheres to highest international human rights standards. The briefing also covered the objectives of the alternative sanctioning project and the open prison programs, highlighting its significant success and achievements. These successes are demonstrated through the provision of educational and training programs and reform plans designed to rehabilitate inmates and correct their behavior, contributing to their gradual reintegration into society. Al-Busaidi and his accompanying delegation toured the open prison complex, reviewing its educational buildings equipped with the latest system, residential units, and the support club building. He commended Bahrain for its advanced achievements in human rights, expressing thanks and appreciation to the Minister of Interior for efforts exerted in implementing and developing reform projects and expanding the application of alternative sanctioning. The Bahrain Journalists Association reaffirmed that the national press is a key partner in supporting Bahrain's comprehensive development, highlighting the distinguished standing of Bahraini journalism under the patronage of His Majesty the King, with the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. This came during a high-level media meeting organized by the association, attended by the advisor to His Majesty the King for Media Affairs, Mr. Nabil bin Yaqub al-Hamar, the Minister of Information, Dr. Ramzan bin Abdullah al-Naimi, and the advisor for Media Affairs at the Court of the Crown Prince, along with editors-in-chief, board members, and senior media officials. BJA Chairman Isa Shaji expressed gratitude for the Royal Directors and to allocate and construct a permanent headquarters for the association. He said that the General's initiative reflects His Majesty's appreciation of the national role of Bahraini journalism and believes in the media as a partner in promoting development and social participation. Al-Hamar noted that the press and electronic media law continues Bahrain's progressive legislative and media reforms initiated under His Majesty's Reform Project, which established freedom and responsibility in media work. The Minister of Information praised the productive cooperation with the BJA during the drafting and development of the law through extensive discussion and with editors and media professionals. The media concluded by emphasizing the growing role of Bahrain journalism in fostering national unity, loyalty, and belonging, and in the showcasing the kingdom's achievement across all sectors on regional and international stages. Bahrain welcomed its first cruise ship of the year 2025-2026 season, which docked at Khalifa bin Salman port, marking the start of a new season that showcased the continued growth of Bahrain's tourism sector. More in this report.
With its strategic location and strong operational capabilities, Khalifa bin Salman port welcomed the first cruise ship of the 2025-2026 season, the MSC, carrying more than 5,000 passengers of various nationalities. They came to Bahrain to enjoy a tourism experience that combines authenticity and modernity amidst Bahrain's wealth of historical, cultural, and civilizational sites that reflect the depth of Bahraini identity. Khalifa bin Salman port's facilities have advanced infrastructure, including berths capable of accommodating large vessels and modern operating systems that support the highest standards of safety and efficiency. It also provides integrated services to the maritime tourism sector by receiving international cruise ships and facilitating visitor movement through well-equipped facilities and seamless operations, making it a key player in supporting maritime tourism. Cruise ship visits to Bahrain are scheduled to continue until March 2026 as part of the current tourist season's cruise itinerary, contributing to boosting tourism and increasing visitor numbers to the kingdom's heritage and entertainment destinations.
McLaren, owned by Mumtalakat Holding Company, the sovereign wealth fund of the Kingdom of Bahrain, achieved a new milestone in the Formula One World Championship after its remarkable victory in the Brazilian Grand Prix held at Interlagos Circuit, Sao Paulo. McLaren's British driver and leader of the overall driver standing, Lando Norris, took first place, securing his second consecutive victory and seventh of the season, after starting from pole position and delivering a remarkable performance and clear dominance throughout the race, ahead of Mercedes driver Kimi Antonelli. Norris added 25 valuable points to his tally after winning the Brazilian Grand Prix sprint race, extending his points lead over teammate and closest rival Oscar Piastri. With these two results, McLaren boasted its lead in the overall driver standing, with Norris now raising to a tally of 390 points, confirming the team's continuing dominance this season. Bahraini athletes continued to shine at the 6th Islamic Solidarity Games in Riyadh, with judo champions adding 2 new medals to the kingdom's tally, bringing the total to 3 medals, 1 silver and 1 bronze. Bahraini champion Israfil won the silver medal under 90-kilogram competition after a strong performance. Meanwhile, Bahrain's Skarbi Gerbakov won bronze in the under 81-kilogram category, beating his Egyptian opponent in an exciting match. In table tennis, the Bahraini men's team qualified for the quarterfinals after defeating Tajikistan in the second group competition. The Bahrain delegation has confirmed this outstanding performance since the start of the tournament.